What's up, humans? This is KLUN, which stands for Knowledge Lift Us Now. If you have any questions yourself that you would like to ask me, prayer requests, comments, dreams for interpretation, you can send them to KLUNQA@yahoo.com. Alright? I got a question in on this Sabbath, and Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I got a question in that basically says, it says that I want to see God. Tell me how. It's a popular question. It's a popular question, but I must admit that those type of questions, I mostly hear them from non-believers or people who just want God to prove himself to them, and they want to see if it's real because they really don't believe it. So they ask you, I want to see God. How can I see God? Well, let's go to the Word and talk about this question. Let's see. We're gonna go to Exodus chapter 3. Let's see, I'm gonna kind of read between chapter 3 and chapter 4. I'm gonna just pick spots. But please feel free to read chapters 3 and 4 completely, in your own study time and verify. First of all, this is someone who has seen God. This is Moses. He actually, this doesn't say that he conversated with an angel of the Lord, but Moses actually talked to God the Father, like God the Father talked to Moses. He spoke to Moses through a burning bush. Alright? So Moses, let me find it. God, when Moses talked to God, which is what you're asking to be asking for you to happen, is you want to talk to God. You want to see. But when Moses talked to God, God gave him a duty. God said, I have seen how my people are being oppressed in Egypt and heard their cry for release from their slave masters, because I know their pain. I have come down to rescue them from the Egyptians and to bring them up out of the country to a good and spacious land, that land flowing with milk and honey. Right? Yes, the cry of the people of Israel has come to me, and I have seen how terribly the Egyptians oppressed them. Therefore now come, and I will send you to Pharaoh, so that you can lead my people, the descendants of Israel, out of Egypt. Alright? Now listen what Moses said. Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and lead the people of Israel out of Egypt? Alright? Here's something else Moses also said. But I'm certain they won't believe me. And this is in chapter 4, verse 1. This is where it starts. I'm certain they won't believe me. And they won't listen to what I say, because they'll say, God did not appear to you. Right? Then he said, what does he say? Then he said, oh God, I'm a terrible speaker. I always have been, and I'm no better now, even after you've spoken to your servant. My words come slowly. My tongue moves slowly. Alright? So, then at the end, Moses also said, but he replied, please, Lord, send someone else, anyone you want. Okay? Basically, the point of it is, male or female, whatever you are, you don't want to see God. If you were to see God, He's gonna ask you to do things that you're not even capable of doing. It's like Moses was ready at the time. He just didn't know it. But if you're so far off to where you honestly don't even believe in God and you think you want to have an encounter with God, you'll most likely get an assignment that'll make you pee your pants. Because then it won't be nowhere this ain't real. Then it'll be you having to make a transformation and start being obedient and serving God when you totally ignored God and had no fear of God your whole life. Look at Jesus. The people who fellowshipped and kicked it with Jesus, his disciples, powerful men of God. They all had their own testimony and had a huge responsibility in making sure that we even have a Bible to even read. You know, they were very instrumental in that. Had they dropped the ball, we may not even know what a Bible is. So for all you people who feel like and have said something so blasphemous as you just want to see God, I want to see God. Well, show him to me then. If he here, won't he pop up? Like, you need to control yourself. You need to humble yourself. You need to pray and ask for forgiveness if you've ever said anything along the lines of that in your life, because you don't want to see God. You don't want God to give you some lead my people out of Egypt responsibility. And if you do want that, then by all means, hey, pray, talk to him, live right for him, die to your sinful nature, serve God, do the things he wants you to do. Jesus said the most two important commandments were to love the Lord God with all your heart, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor like you love yourself. Do those. Do them and really do them. If you do those, he knows that everything else will fall in place. You get into doing that, God reveals himself to those who love him. You'll see God. He'll talk to you more. He'll be able to entrust you with more because you'll be more responsible. That's how you want to see God. You want to see God because you just love him. And it's funny that once you just love him, you'll be so in love with God that you won't even think like that. Like, God will just come to you. He'll just start talking to you. Things will increase based off of, how much you really give yourself over to him. It'll increase. And you won't really just be wanting it like that. It'll just happen. You'll just be in love with God and it'll happen. You won't be sitting up with this angry, disbelieving agenda like, make him pop up. Like, you would not want God to pop up on you with you feeling like that. You would only want to see God if you love God. If you don't love God, you don't want to see God. Straight up. I hope that blesses y'all. God bless everyone. I love y'all. Any comments, hit me up. Any questions, send me an email. Any dreams, send me an email. Alright? I love y'all. Shabbat shalom. Do your best you can. Keep the Sabbath holy on this weekend. Alright?